Welcome back to the Hardforking channel. We are all about crypto culture. This particular show, with my wonderful co-hosts, Mathematics and Leanne, is designed for people fairly new to the space. We want to talk you through what we're doing, let you know about the latest products and services available in the crypto space, and really hope that you can learn along with us. So, welcome back, Leanne. How are you?
I'm still smiling.
Very good. Mathematics, I'm sure you both got some awesome stuff for us today.
I'm cryptacular, Sean. Just
Oh,
cryptacular.
wow.
What did you say? Oh,
Fantastic. We're going to have a look at some pictures of some very expensive pussy that's been auctioned at Sotheby's in my segment in the second half of the show. But Leanne, leading us off.
One way we find our news is, from various sources, but Twitter's like one of my favorite ones. And I looked through a lot of responses and I found this one, which really sticks it up. All that China FUD, if you don't know what FUD means, it means fear, uncertainty and doubt. The SEC, Gensler, Warren, this is a perfect little clip to show what Bitcoiners really think about all of that news.
That warms my heart, Leanne. A nice haka from my country. I think that's actually Rotorua Boys High School, where I was born, just up the road. I was born right next to a volcano. In fact, when I was a baby, the ground erupted and a big geyser shot out when I was in a little bassinet. And I think that leads us on to your next story about El Salvador.
So we've been following Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador. He is progressing really well with the way to power the Bitcoin mining rigs. So I don't know about you guys, but this country for me, now I'm also aware of all the things that need changing in that country. There's a lot of female rights that need attention. That's another topic, not for this show. However, they are doing some amazing things, really progressive with the Bitcoin stuff, and we've talked about it, the Bitcoin ATMs, the wallets on the phone, and now he is actually putting into place this geothermal activity using volcanic power, and I think it's really exciting.
I think a lot of people were just being like, oh, that's just, whatever. Who cares? It's a small country, no big deal.
Never gonna happen, yeah.
That news just keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
Here's a very short clip with a guy called Jack Mallers. I've been following this guy for a number of years, hardcore Bitcoiner. He's got a company called Strike. He's actually been down in El Salvador working on that layer 2 Lightning Network with them to enable these remittance payments. And boom, this is huge news. Twitter are integrating different monetary networks for tipping on the second biggest social network in the world, and Bitcoin is one of them. Check this clip out.
We're just using Bitcoin to make tweeting at someone as easy as sending money at someone anywhere in the world, anytime, any place, any currency, it doesn't matter, right? So there needs to be a conceptual division of the network, which stands alone in its disruptive innovation for Bitcoin and the Lightning Network, than just the asset. You don't need to touch the asset to gain benefit from the network.
Mathematics from the bedroom, not the closet. What have you been up to?
The project that I brought up a month ago that I found interesting in the fitness world, Defit, they actually recently launched on the Polygon network, which I found interesting news. I was actually looking at my portfolio and I saw that Defit had blasted up, and I was like, that's weird. I invested in them a while ago simply because I didn't know of much other fitness-related crypto companies, but I was wondering why they, of all people, were going up, and I saw this news. I don't know, maybe I was onto something with these guys. Maybe they are starting to become a bit more relevant. But yeah, Lord knows people in general need better fitness, and especially a bunch of crypto nerds that sit on their ass for
in their basements,
3/4 of the day,
pressing buttons on 9 Chronicles,
clicking buttons saying I'm addicted.
We'll have a look at 9 Chronicles in a moment, but you mentioned a couple of things there, Jesse. Polygon, which is a layer 2 network, so that sits above the Ethereum network. You effectively would settle payments on the Ethereum network, but the layer 2s effectively enable transactions to be super fast and super cheap. So especially if you're investing in NFTs or in gaming, this is why we've seen the boom in these layer 2s. It's also helping Ethereum scale. And on that note, next week we're going to be telling you about Hardforking. We have tokenized this business. No, it's not a utility token that we're going to be trying to get you to buy. Their security tokens. This is effectively equity in this company. So people in our community, we can reward them for services, etc. with those tokens, and we'll be showing you all about that on the next episode. What else have you been up to, Mathematics?
NFTs are doing well now, while everything else seems a bit shaky. I've also been hearing a lot of news from folks, a lot of well-learned, educated people in the crypto space, continuously saying, Bitcoin is going down to 30, Bitcoin's going down to 20. That's fine. I don't really agree. But speaking of NFTs, Leanne, did you hear about that Solana-based NFT platform, Metaplex?
No.
They brought in one of the strategic advisors from Audius onto their team recently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a new platform in which people can kind of auction NFTs, and they can create NFTs through this protocol, and it's quite a smooth-looking system. So that came to my attention simply because of my connection to Audius.
Mathematics, you mentioned, we started the show with all this Bitcoin FUD. You've mentioned people talking about Bitcoin going down to 30 or below, etc. Just big picture here, people. I want to share this one with you all. Basically, what we got here are 10 of the biggest companies in the world. If you had put $100 into any of these, I believe, 10 years ago, how much would it be worth today? Coming in at number 10, Alibaba, you would have just doubled your money. Coming in at number 1, you'd have $9.2 million of Bitcoin.
I don't see Pfizer on there.
Might be slightly out of date, Leanne.
Yeah. I know it's Johnson Johnson's on there. Yeah, amazing. And that's where we've always, reinforced the dollar cost average thing. If you're an investor, you can't beat it. And that graph proves it.
Now, one thing that we are doing on this channel is developing some of our own NFTs. So in the coming weeks, we're going to go through the process with you about how they're created, how they're minted, how they're marketed, where you can go and check them out. So Mooncats are going to Sotheby's next month. What are your thoughts, you two, on this NFT space?
It's a person-to-person basis where you have to know your style of investing, collecting, researching. And personally, I've heard a lot of people tell a lot of different theories or methods on YouTube that you can learn 5-6 different ways to do it, but whatever kind of resonates with you. Because for instance, with the apes, I was watching an interview with a fairly famous YouTuber who had a very distinguished NFT collector come on and talk about his methods. I paid zero attention. Well, I didn't absorb any of his methodology at all. What I did was as he was telling his methods, he was listing off different collections, different NFT brands, all these things. And when something would catch my eye or attention as he was screen sharing it, I would pause it and I would go look into it, and I'd keep it open as a tab. And then he would talk about more, and then he would say in it, and that's how I learned about Bored Apes.
Yeah.
And when I looked at their roadmap and their technology and all of that, I thought, okay, that looks cool. And I think there's also a certain amount of throwing caution to the wind you've got to have as well. I mean, you've got to take a risk. You gotta kind of choose the one that you think will work and go for it. Obviously, don't blow your whole bank roll on it. But you know what I mean. It's person-to-person basis is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we've had Art Basel, which is one of these sort of elite gatherings of art collectors. And guess what? NFTs were being featured and sold at this extremely sort of prestigious highbrow event. So look, there's no doubt this has gone mainstream. As Mathematics has just mentioned there, the real skill here is going to be finding value in these things, and the best way to do that is what's valuable for you. For example, these in-gaming NFT assets, we've seen it with Axie Infinity. Some of these Axies are worth millions of dollars. So, where there's a community, where there's people that want to collect things, Mathematics and I have bought a character in 9 Chronicles. If that game is successful, that character will be worth multiples of what it's worth right now. So for me, investing in the NFTs, it's, find something that really genuinely interests you. Yeah. On that note, another development, and it is just a rumor at this point, but it looks as though Ethereum may be integrated into the Twitter backend as well, which would mean that you could verify your profile, get that blue tick with your Bored Ape or another NFT. So if social networks are going to facilitate that type of authentication, the value of those type of assets, I would only see potentially really going through the roof. So that sort of social scoring, so to speak, could make those widely accepted things like Bored Apes just keep on going up. Just my opinion, not financial advice.
Finally, we got a little bit of progress in the world of PulseChain. The testnet is now public and online, GitLab, and so people are on there already using Faucet, Ethereum, and doing transactions. And from what it looks like, the transactions are super fast. Like 35 confirmations on the blockchain, on the chain in 3 seconds or something. Right. Super fast on the testnet. So I'm not exactly sure where all of the, doubt and uncertainty that comes from certain people regarding Richard Hart and Hex and all of that. As you know, if you're a holder, you're certainly not showing any fear or doubt. And that goes for PulseChain too. I mean, a lot of people are like, the actual Pulse coin will be dropped in, who knows, 1 month, 2 months, never, I don't know. And it's like, what is all this pessimism and doubt? I don't understand. It's moving along on a nice pace. And I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be a pretty amazing project once the actual mainnet drops.
Well, I have sacrificed some coins to the Pulse chain, partly so we can follow what is crypto culture. Richard Hart's been on this channel before. It's one of our most watched episodes. Would love to have him back on again. We do have some Hex. Was donated by that community to us, and it's by far been our best performing coin. Just up magnitudes. Baloo's been sending me messages this morning, just shitting all over Hex, so I'm very interested to hear more about his rationale behind that. But really, this leads me to maybe finish off the show today. A few of us back in 2016, 2017, this was a Bitcoin-only channel. It was for a number of years. We've obviously evolved with the market. On that note, we're launching a new website next week. As you're seeing, our content is really spread out into the play-to-earn space, NFTs. But I do want to remind the audience, and I'll just bring up this article here, of why Bitcoin is so important. This news has just come out yesterday. The Nigeria central bank preps for the launch of its digital currency. Now these are just my opinions, but these central bank digital currencies effectively will remove cash. Why do we need cash? You say I hardly ever use it, but cash does give that level of anonymity to people. What you spend your cash on is still very much up to you. Central bank digital currencies will enable the tracking of absolutely everything we do. To me, there are massive efficiencies there, but there's also some very, very big threats. Now, in my opinion, the reason Bitcoin is different to all other cryptos, we're talking about PulseChain there. What is it? What's going on? Is Hex for real? Will Ethereum last? What the hell is Solana? Oh, ADA, it's going to replace Ethereum. The big difference, and you have to understand this, Bitcoin is a truly decentralized network. It is highly likely to be around in 10 years. There's no other blockchain that I could tell you, the community, I guarantee you this blockchain will be around in 10 years. It's just not the case. Bitcoin, I think, with almost 100% certainty, I can say that will be the case for 10, 100 years. Therein lies the big difference. So for me, we're going to see these central bank digital currencies popping up pretty much everywhere. I think crypto will run counter to them in many respects, especially Bitcoin. Can't be turned off, people. Can't be corrupted. can't be censored. So it's always going to be there for us. So always, I know retail doesn't seem that interested in Bitcoin, but know that that's always going to be there for you. And you should understand the difference between Bitcoin and all these other blockchains. That's my sort of final thoughts for today, people. Oh, I just want to add, actually, that's very interesting that we see out of Nigeria, a country that actually banned crypto, but also has one of the highest adoption rates of crypto, is now launching this central bank digital currency. Go away and have a look what that's all about.
That says a lot, yeah.
There's a lot of chaos and negativity going on out there, but I would just do a quick reminder out there that no matter how chaotic it gets, we're all humans and we all deserve respect. So don't go judging and attacking each other too much. I see that going on too much out there. So, be nice, love thy neighbor, and no matter if they agree with you or don't, remember that they're people. That we all deserve respect. So treat each other kindly as much as you can.
Good one.
Leanne, close out the show for us.
Close out the show. Well, just my last parting thought to respond to your CBDC. There's been a lot of talk of, digital currencies with countries coming in. I know I've been talking about it for years with the people I know, and that's why this situation in the world, for me, I really want people to look a bit deeper into protecting their freedoms, because it's no longer really about what it was originally intended for. And now is the time to really look hard at what is the agenda with a digital passport to go into a shop or a grocery store or things like that. So where does that lead to? Just spend some time contemplating and be open to reading about that, because for me now it's become a fight about freedom and sovereignty. And I think, as Jesse was saying, it's time to be together and to look at, don't turn on each other, unite together, because really the principles that most people want are actually the same principles, and it's freedom. I don't think anyone wants to live in a tyrannical rule, and a shout out to all the people in Melbourne that are really struggling at the moment. Stay positive, keep smiling. I know, Sean, we were just discussing this before the show. What's going on there is not okay. And it for us Bitcoiners, it definitely the circle all leads back to the same thing.
Yeah, shooting people with rubber bullets in your city, Leanne. If that was happening in mine, I'd just be furious. It just astounds me. I love Australia, I love Australians, but what the hell is going on there, people?
And these, again, it's the media. You can look at the media, whichever narrative you want to fit. But the truth is out there, as they used to say on the X-Files. I think the veil is slowly dissolving. And rubber bullets are not okay on unarmed citizens. And I think it's time for some really honest discussion with friends and family. Stop attacking each other. Listen. Please listen.
Be good to each other out there, people. See you next week.
See ya.